Hello everybody, and welcome to Pathogen Pointers. In this series, we do a deep dive into a specific veterinary pathogen and look at how it affects different species. Today, we're going to be looking at the vesicular viruses. The vesicular viruses are a group of viral infections that affect livestock species. They can cause blistering, ulceration, and erosion of mucous membranes as the main clinical finding. These diseases are significant because they are indistinguishable from foot and mouth disease, which is one of the most economically impactful livestock diseases found worldwide. This means that in order for us to diagnose what type of virus is causing the vesicular lesions, we need to do specific diagnostic testing. The bottom line is that all vesicular lesions should be reported to government authorities because there is the potential for them to be foot and mouth disease. As mentioned, the main clinical sign of these vesicular viruses are vesicular or blister-like lesions on the mucous membranes, particularly in the mouth. Some diseases can also affect the coronary bands of the hooves and other tissues. Affected animals also frequently have fevers associated with their disease. We will start with foot and mouth disease. This is a highly transmissible disease that is caused by an aphthovirus. It affects cloven-hooved animals. Often we think of cattle, pigs, sheep, and goats as affected by this disease. It is transmitted through aerosol particles as well as through the milk. Many areas are foot and mouth disease free, and they manage their outbreaks through culling of affected herds. They will also implement animal movement controls to help reduce the virus's spread. There are vaccines available, but the currently available vaccines are very expensive and have limited availability in many areas. However, these vaccines may be helpful for limiting the spread of disease during an outbreak scenario. Next, we have vesicular stomatitis. This is caused by a vesiculovirus, and it affects hooved animals. So notably, horses can also be affected by this disease, as well as cattle, pigs, sheep, and goats. This disease is transmitted through contact with affected animals or through biting insects. Most cases of vesicular stomatitis are self-limiting and resolve within 10 to 14 days. Affected animals often require supportive care, as they are usually unwilling to eat due to the lesions on their mouth. Preventative measures include insect control and avoiding traveling through active outbreaks because your animal could be exposed by a biting insect. It's also important to note that this disease is zoonotic. It causes a self-limiting flu-like disease in people with signs like headache, fever, muscle pain, and weakness. In rare cases, it can also cause vesicular lesions in humans. Bottom line is that this means that you should use personal protective equipment when you are handling suspect animals because it could be a potentially zoonotic condition. Next, we have vesicular exanthema of swine. This is caused by a calicivirus, and it affects pigs exclusively. It may be transmitted by feeding food scraps to pigs, which can introduce the pathogen into the pig's digestive system. This disease has only been reported in the United States, and the last report of it was in 1959, so it's more of a historical disease at this point. It is, however, highly related to San Miguel sea lion virus disease, which can also affect other marine mammals and some fish. So often when we think about vesicular exanthema of swine, we think about both pigs and sea lions. Next, we have swine vesicular disease. This is caused by an enterovirus, and again, it affects pigs. It is transmitted by direct contact or through ingestion of infected pork products. It typically causes mild clinical signs and disease in affected animals. However, it does notably cause more foot lesions than oral lesions, which is somewhat unique amongst these vesicular viruses. Finally, we have Seneca Valley virus disease. This is caused by a Seneca virus and again affects pigs. It is likely transmitted through direct contact, and it typically causes mild clinical signs in adult pigs that usually resolve within 8 to 10 days. In neonatal pigs, it can cause diarrhea, lethargy, and a high mortality rate in some herds. Here is just a brief summary table going over the different diseases, what type of virus causes the disease, and which species are affected. Most notably, know that vesicular stomatitis can affect horses, which is not true of the other diseases, and that vesicular exanthema of swine is closely linked to the sea lion virus, which is pretty unique amongst these 5 viruses. Thank you for watching Pathogen Pointers. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like, subscribe, and share with your classmates. If you're feeling generous, there's also a link in the description where you can buy me a coffee to help fuel future video making. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you in the next video.